Don't give up the fets. Stand up for your rights. Welcome again, Rachel Bangwa Davis. Tell it to Rachel, happy Mother's Day.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Family Ona Audu, and I want to welcome Ona on board the Egerton Shabba Live platform today, and I want to take this opportunity for say Happy Mother's Day again to all the women them and to all the man them too, where they play the motherly role as well. To all the man and to where they play the motherly role, I want to say Happy Mother's Day to Una all, to we all. So if you this is the first time we just joined this platform, welcome, and share the video. Share the video. As always, within I also for talk about the things them where they make headline na salon, especially where within the road to the 2023 June 24 election. And we talk to the opposition party today and make them tell we waiting on the apple inside the party, and also we also get one big allejo. We're also there at the opposition where inside we can tell we waiting on the apple inside in your political party. So una stay tuned. We get plenty information today for Guna. Una no go no side. Una just share, tag, call a friend, and make una safe take part in this program and keep the conversation going.
Okay, let's bring in one of we guests. We, in fact, this we guests today at this platform are the first time this way they can this platform, but usually you always do to Rachel. But today we decide to make it calm at this platform. We'll get two guests today at the first time this way they can at this platform. But before I bring in one of my brother, I'll bring in me own sister with me and get the same birthday. And this woman now in Papa in hospital, now they don't born me. Madam Femi Claudius-Cole, happy Mother's Day.
Thank you, Daramy. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Good to see you.
Good to see you both.
I like the smile. I like the smile, especially the mothers. I like the smile.
Hey, Salon, if you not look sharp, you go cry. So let us smile.
I know that's the spirit. That's the spirit.
Okay, thank you very much, Madam Femi Claudius-Cole, where you know the invitation. I'm bringing a brother, a good friend of mine, Mr. Daramy. Welcome, Mr. Daramy. I really wish you happy Mother's Day.
Thank you very much, Egerton. Happy Mother's Day to Madam Femi Claudius-Cole. Happy Mother's Day to my sister Rachel, and happy Mother's Day to everybody all around the world. I thank you now for bringing me on this platform today.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Once again, happy Mother's Day to all the beautiful mama them out there. Mr. Daramy, you just come on England. And once again, welcome to this platform. The first time this way to join me, and I do appreciate where you want to be invitation.
Yes. Thank you very much, Egerton. I'm going to England and back with the flag bearer, Dr. Samura Mati Wilson Kamara, upon the invitation of the Commonwealth. Now be a great trip, and trust me, these are some of the things that we people in the do, with the sacrifices that we people in the do for Sierra Leone, for make we go get a better country, because now the one green country this way where we get. And being part of that trip, I think Mr. Se feel fulfilled that make the sacrifice for go, and they together with that team they and are able for they USAI issues, and they be discussed about how we country go move forward in a positive way, not to for make we country continue for day in the present state of which we know say bastardization of the constitution at the order of the day, the economy, looting of the economy at the order of the day, and disrespect of elders, disrespect of citizens, and misappropriation of a state fund and public resources. Now, the order of the day, wherein we see top government officials and leaders of the country, them don't take lie as a part of their life as the order of the day. So most of them things also don't look small in the eyes of the international community. Don't make we look small in the eyes of other people. They don't make we look small when we discuss with other people. We get so much respect for the country where they call Salon. This not waiting the middle say. Now, waiting them people and they say from the British Parliament, member of Parliament, and people from the Foreign Affairs Select Committee in our Parliament, the leader, Anne Marie, they talk about Nicole, they talk about various other people. You go to Chatham House, now the wait people, them, the British people, them. Now then they give the narrative of Sierra Leone of waiting they happen. I remember somebody in the Parliament, the British Parliament, they tell me, say, oh, he say, if I want to salon next week, he said, I'm scared. I say, why are you scared? And I say, oh, he said, I'm scared, I cannot enter the country. At the left from the airport, they're never going to shoot me with tear gas. This is a British member of Parliament. Now they tell you that, then they tell you that, then they follow up, waiting they happen in our country, and some other things they when bring come for me. It's a shame that Salon, after 60 almost years, where we don't get independence. The things that we make we fight for independence, we make with people and fight for independence, we make with man and feel see, we don't grow and we go grow to the state of which we go there behind the level we move, we country go before. We they do the things them where them in, when we make them in keep we under colonialism. So in such, it look like say we not learn and don't grow from anything. We did way back more than 60 years back. Now that's make Dr. Samura Kamara say he want to take Salon back to the 60s. That now, from where we go back, also we may get respect. When we move up, when we wait people and see they one day are they not ready for make them get independent, then go able for govern themselves. Not in the platform side, we go see a whole president. They make statements that we're not so true. They talk about 50 factory in Apotoko. They talk about $40 million in Alonsar. When we know say not so true. Why we head of state if they make statements, you know they make statements to we, the international community gets records of them. That in a big disrespect and insult to
Yeah,
we
but
being a
if I can come in, please. This meeting for all between President Bio and Dr. Samura. Why President Bio not attend this meeting? You know any insights? What's happening? The reasons why they not attend this meeting?
the meeting at Commonwealth.
Yes.
I guess you talk about the meeting at Commonwealth. The meeting at Commonwealth, from we understanding, they invite Dr. Samura Kamara. Women are part of Dr. Samura Kamara and team, and what we for do as part of that team, then for make yourself available na England at the specific time, and when they call we for the meeting, we make yourself available at the venue, of which we did as a responsible people, as intelligent people, and people that we get morals, we respect other people. We do that, we go there and all. On the other side of President Bill, I think say a minister of information or a government spokesman them go able to talk why he no go there. Me no want for say anything on waiting there and say or whatnot because me do not discuss. But on the other hand, if they invite you into a meeting, now a country, now a foreign land, not a young country, which means the country invites you to the meeting, now then are the host. So if now then are the host for that particular meeting, definitely now then they provide the venue. If now then they provide the venue, which means now then they call the shots and tell you what are the models operandi of such meetings. So which means now therefore provide the venue. Now you for go meet at the venue and make yourself available, actually don't make yourself available for Canadian country. We from the Dr. Samura Kamara team, we make ourselves available and meet with the Commonwealth Secretariat. We had a very successful meeting of which they bring a lot of things and come up of how they feel say Salon for be. On the other hand, women they expect say as had waiting me down state earlier on that is going to be a meeting President Biogo did it. But unfortunately, I think say from my own assumption, President Bio no one for share the platform with we. Because some of the things the way they say we go call and write there say this is not true. And some of the statements where they make we go call and write there say this is not true. Because nobody ain't afraid of anything anymore. The disrespected and don't put for Salon, the insult they don't put for Salon. This is the time we have to stand up for that. And we cannot sit by and watch rogues and they run the country anymore. So I guess if we go to that meeting there, and not before we be confrontational, but things the way they say we can tell them say these are the proofs, and now we are in a global village. If you make statements them, then you can go back and check them. But they're not making themselves available for that meeting. We did. And all at the end of the day, the Commonwealth Secretariat get for offer themselves for go meet another hotel. And that one day, now discussion was say, I guess the spokesperson for President Biya and the government then go discuss that why they not make themselves available. But we as a responsible people and a responsible team, we make ourselves available and we go and get the meeting.
Daramy, that kind of side, this not thing where, as to me knowledge, except otherwise, this not thing will not ever be na Salon, if I am correct. Say for call presidential flag bearer, then for call sitting president, for go from the Commonwealth calling for go talk on a round table. I mean, this has never been like this way. I mean, what do you think say the plan of the mind, or what do you think say could be the reason for this call, for this kind of call? What do you think could prompt this call, such a call?
Well, the last time I think say a similar thing like this happened, it was around 1995 or 1996. I stand to be corrected. One of those years, we are in a military government. I'm in Dana Salon, and we will come to elections, of which we knew at the time the military government they not be want a particular election. Say they were ready for go rogue on the entire process. So then we get for call them to book together with the former electoral commissioner then, that is Dr. James Jonah, where then we get for put them in a round table for make them discuss the modus operandi and tell them, see, Sierra Leone, we're going through a democratic process. We're going through a democratic process. We want a democratic government. So you, the military guys, what do you want us to offer you? You definitely have to make sure we go through this democratic process. If una want, una can set up a political party. Una can take part in the political process, of which they agreed and they registered the political party called NUP, National Unity Party, at the time. So that one day, na round table side and warn them that if una not agree, definitely will let you guys agree by force. So this one coming up, yes, in the democratic process, we saw Dr. Ahmed Tijan Kababi president. Take it come out. We don't get this kind of meeting because he behaved responsibly and not bastardize the constitution and not begin the all opposition leaders and they lock them up and not go rogue on the economy and all other things. We suicide Dr. Anes by Kuruma coming to governance. When he did in governance, he hold two elections, the 2012 elections and the one for 2018. Such things do not happen because he respects the constitution and not go impose a speaker usai, then go for beat member of parliament and drop them and for make you get a speaker, and not go in and take member of parliament and drop them and out of parliament and bring other parliamentarians. They will not fit for the inside that building there because they not vote for them. Now court go install them. We're not dealing with constitution. It's a complete violation of the constitution. We not see usai the judiciary. They go rogue and they take case and go to court of which they get no evidence and they keep people in case in a court for 4-5 years, of which justice delayed is justice denied. So the international community understands that the position where Salon on the people in background push to the wall. And the people in background push to the wall, if they continue with then such rogue attitudes here, definitely the people then go bounce back. So now the responsibility of the international community and the British government, because they invest so much money in the Sierra Leonean people and Sierra Leone as a country, of which they don't help people every country to this position and point where we did, of which defeat they support the judiciary for bringing and come up to speed, but because of some of their rogue attitudes, they don't cut some of them fundings and they then therefore call the government that these are the things that we stand for and these are the things that you do. I mean, you should do. Definitely want a peaceful elections. We want the voice of the people to be heard. We want a free and fair elections. All the after UK and Dabaru and fake ID card and fake voter ID card and not displaying the voter register and stuff like that. We do not want that. There's a constitution. There's an act for PPRC and an act for NEC of which and how we should operate and we should have elections. So if we are not a follow them pattern, then definitely we will not tolerate that because we don't invest a lot of money in Sierra Leone. Yes, Sierra Leone is a sovereign state. We don't get independent. But we as an international community, we stand aside as the big brother for make sure say if anything they go wrong, we could come in. We're not coming for standing for any government, but we're coming for stand for two things. One, the investment we don't put in the country, and two, the Sierra Leonean people and we believe in. And Sierra Leone, now we country as now women colonize them. So anything that happen with Sierra Leone, we have to be there. Definitely Daramy can call them meetings.
Yeah, I think, Madam Femi, this is worrisome because, for this kind of meeting, I don't know, for some reason, I'm now hearing from Daramy, the tennis meeting them before the time during the airfax or NPRC said, this is worrisome for at this time we get 48 hours. To me, 48 hours from election, then vice president and opposition leader. Now England will talk to them. We will not really know what they want for go talk to them for like but this is worrisome for 8 hours of election. They call presidents and president and opposition leader for go talk to them. Then the presidents not sure. It's worrisome.
And go one people them.
So,
Talk is a
what
civilized
do you view being when it comes to your side, but like Egerton is saying, what do you view as Daramy don't lay the foundation as to, I mean, the background behind this, because we don't have a military regime that then therefore go caution, say, I mean, you guys, therefore make sure say everything, security is tight and everything. But it's worrisome, like Egerton Express, for make we on colonial master, then call the president, say to a meeting like this. What do you view with regards to this?
Okay, the first thing is I go eliminate the colonialism out of the conversation. Let me talk about the people where we sneeze, whether they can wait with nose. When we go around, whether they can wait with waste. The country is totally donor-funded driven, completely. They invest in the elections, they invest in the school feeding, they invest in everything that we do. So as people who have invested, as Daramy says, have invested, let me left the colonial conversation, who have invested and continue to invest in the running of the country. They call both of you to a meeting, which I believe they did for the Nigerian elections too. They call you to a meeting. Why on earth would you not show up? Now, from my perspective, I am not shocked. I am neither shocked nor am I surprised. Similarly, elders from ECOWAS came, and they too were treated with the same level of disrespect. So, what we for examine is the why. Why are you doing this? In my opinion, I feel that they do this because they don't want to face the truth. They do not want to be asked hard questions. They feel for one for they, like we person in a stage, just they read from a script. They don't want to be faced with reality. And one thing with Daramy touch on is, according to the timetable that then the very EPSL post, we should have seen the voter register. Not just the voter register in its entirety, but we for don't see the aggregated data. No, it doesn't take a rocket scientist for us to draw conclusions from why ECSL they deliberately refuse to publish the voter register. And from my perspective, I not just want to see the complete voter register, the total one. I want to see the disaggregated data. St. Thomas School, almost people register. Western Urban, almost people register. That's disaggregated data. They no one show me. And the way how ECSL they carry on, they might not want to show it until after voting. Why should we insist that we must see the disaggregated data? Because that is where the rigging can start. Now, from that point, they begin rig. Say, for example, we don't say this particular center, now 300 or 500 people register for vote. When we the one the way they monitor for we now, then at the center, polling agents them. When it is 300 and something, we don't say nobody else should vote. But what will they see now social media? The one that we bought in clothes for can register. They are not seeing where are our voter cards. Where are our voter cards? So for me, it is a question of the transparency of the election. They don't want to be faced with those questions. The accountability of the voter registration process, they do not want to be faced. So it appears as if they have been in the kitchen, they don't cook, they don't add seasoning, they don't add Maggi, they don't add Ajinomoto. Now for like we can say, and now they are afraid. Why are you afraid? Because you have not been honest and you have not been transparent with the process. Because everybody is screaming peaceful election, peace, and national cohesion. Me don't tell me people and say, me no they attend none of that rubbish there anymore. Because the ones who are endangering our peace are not engaging. They're not engaging. Last 2018, and call we go, we sign all kind of paper, then give you all kind of rubbish award. This time around, you are calling us for what?
guess I want to mute. Daramy feedback they come inside Femi. I think the background they come inside Femi in feedback. Yeah.
You know, so for me, they do not want to answer
mute Daramy in feedback they come. Mute her. Yeah.
They don't want to be asked hard questions. They don't want to let them ask their hard questions. And the questions of the voter register, there are questions of the finances of the voter cards, where all that Africanist Press has published, none of it has been refuted. That we now have substandard cards where the faces cannot be deciphered. Some have no faces. So they do not want to be accountable. This is a problem of accountability.
All right. Okay, Madam Femi, now that you are here, before Egerton can go to Daramy, I'll just take you on this question quickly. Of course, we understand, say, some people still don't know. I mean, say, they not exclude you. You know, you've been excluded from the electoral process, the Unity Party, and you are the only woman party, a political party, where they not exclude from the electoral process. Even though we see other smaller parties, will not go even through proper scrutiny, they're still then at the race. But you have been excluded. You can give me an update of that and how the process go like, and how you feel about it as to compare to other political parties when not go through even a proper scrutiny and currently in alliance with the current government.
I don't go through various stages of this issue. I don't go stage where in first it was shock. I was just in shock. Because I know, say, I'm very much in the public eye, I make sure, say, as a party, we did our due diligence. The only district where my team not enter was Falaba. And I've made no secret of it. We get representation there, but we not enter there. We didn't conduct elections in Falaba. That was the only place. The rest of the districts, then travel, go, they engage 2 visits. Go first, go meet with the people who will be non-get, go back, go do elections in all the districts. We did it. We made sure we have offices in all the districts except for Potloko, where PPRC, where they disqualify me, now recently themselves get office in Potloko. And they themselves do not have district office. But that's beside the point. We have offices in Bokenema, Makene, and in Freetown. They say we not do lower level elections. We have shown them the photographs. They have all the numbers and the names of all the lower level people that were elected. They say they phoned them. Some say then the APC. Some say then they are. So when we did the convention, we brought all our executives from all the districts, the all cantons. We go meet and say, una they doubt whether we do lower level. Here are the executives. Una can meet where we can meet una and talk to them. And some of the executives, even at our press conference, then talk out their conversation, go away and call them. Whose party you there? Someone say, you know that. You just call me no more, they can ask me. And some say, well, they can't work with me, they do. And, you know, so, and we're living in a very toxic environment. So when we do back and check, how many people gave them negative answers? 5. How many people were on the list? 120 something. So, Unayo statistics, they do 5 out of 120 something based on those 5. And we go back and talk to them 5 people and they one say, you made the way and do election. He said, no, I'm not in there. When we investigate, yes, he wasn't there. He was elected in absentia. So, okay, Una don't say this. Una, let me meet now. Let me expose all the facts. We give and tell, we give and told receipt. I said, me on vehicle, we get 1 vehicle when I end to go upline, the Hilux. I said, look, all the toll receipts. Anytime we go upline, 3 toll, not also Mr. Daramy, 3 toll go, 3 toll come. And each toll receipt get the vehicle in license plate number. I said, if to say I know they go the upline, we match the dates. You can then match the toll receipts to the date of the elections. You're able, look, it doesn't take a rocket scientist for let you prove, say, Unity Party don't fraud or don't lie. But after I don't go through that stage of anger, because the evidence is insurmountable to prove that I am telling the truth and they are trying to peddle a lie. And where Daramy, they talk, say then they lie with impunity. When I say lie, I'm talking about from the chairman of ECSL to some of the commissioners, not all of the commissioners, but some of the commissioners in ECSL, to the chairman of PPRC. They lie with impunity, as if tomorrow, no get for camp, where they will hold them to it in the me don't see. So once me don't go through that stage of anger, I don't go through the stage of shock, I don't go through the stage of anger. And then I realize one thing, I am being chosen to be picked on because I am a target. Why am I a target? I am a target because I am vocal, because I am not bribable, because I have integrity. So after what I don't see that, I don't look all dandy. Then I begin to think now critically. Waiting, I conclude. The SLPP is not a party, especially the PAOPAs. They're not a party that thinks. They neither think nor are they strategic. And waiting then do so for disqualify me, it just sounds like when you hold the scorpion in aid, you not all in tail. Not telling them, say, not for just disqualify me, party.
Are you surprised? Because for me, I'm not surprised.
Desperate men do stupid things. They do stupid things. They switch off their thinking. And that is what they have done on this occasion. So you have excluded me from the process. Meanwhile, the most important thing you for do now for disqualify me mouth, disengage me thought, disengage me brain. If you're not able to do that, you don't waste your time. Because I will now use all the resources available to me to throw our support behind the COP chosen candidate for president, who very likely will be Dr. Samura.
So I was going to ask you, but I want all on there because I see people, people from the NGC because I either say no to Kande and I want to go. I see some people, Arthur, don't put the alliance to the APC. I was going to ask you, where is the Unity Party going to throw the alliance to? I was going to ask you, but let me hold it. Let me hold it there. Let me hold it there. I want for note today, inside the Unity Party, they throw the alliance to. But let's hold it there. Over to you, Egerton.
Well, actually, Madam Femi, me not surprised anyway, because for the past years now, I see where they go hard on this government. I see they go hard on them. So many times the way we don't see on social media, we come after them, they don't arrest you, you know. We don't see so many things that we don't do. So I'm not to say if for me a surprise.
I don't forget SLPP.
Anyway, like I told Daramy quick. Daramy, please on mute. Couple days ago, we see the All People's Congress want to do a press conference about this voters card. When I denounce the voters card, and when I say we are not going to boycott, according to it, we will boycott the election if we are not fix if ECSL not fix this voters card, because I'm not putting voters card at the screen. The one we gets, you know, from the one we don't criticize platform, we criticize this worthless voters card we then do. So you go ever if fumble them about this press conference with all this Congress they do.
Yes, thank you very much. First of all, the voters card, me they call on the one size fits all voters card, because the one me go take, Rachel can vote with them because you need to see the face. Egerton, you can vote with them. Madam Femi Steph can vote with them. So now one size fits all voters card, and then a complete rubbish. You know what thing we expect? One thing we want from ECSL, they know. We want them to know saying taxpayers' money, nine in the use for do all the rubbish here when they do. When they talk about act of corruption, it don't mean so you take the money, you put it in my pockets, and then the only act of corruption. But if you take the money, you not do the right thing with them, you waste taxpayers' money. That is an act of corruption when a case we know the rotting where you get for answer for and someday. Well, let they understand that. In another vein, if you go for go print voter ID card, for God and heaven's sake, this is 2023. 1996 elections. Where the one day now until like 25 years ago, the voter ID card the way they print that day by Dr. James Jonah. It better far away than this A4 paper where they go print and laminate face cam for we on that photocopy machine. If you buy the old photocopy machine and they put ink and they wine with hand, it's all like nothing go use to make them voter ID card. It is a disgrace for the people who work at the institution called ECSL. It is a disgrace for them for make them sit down and get the guts and audacity for bring that kind of A4 paper they wouldn't go laminate for kind give people and say this is your voter ID card. What kind of disrespect that? Una not able to buy photocopy machine at less than $100 for pull people and face colored.
But you think so that money not been there, or it's a deliberate attempt? Daramy, you think so that the money not there, that the technology not there, or it's a deliberate attempt?
There is a budget for this. There is a budget for this.
$10 million.
$10 million. There's a budget for this election. There's a budget for every activity. We know they tell them, say, now we go make the budget, then go and do the survey and all, and they peg a budget to every activity. Now that money they then give them for do the particular job where they do so. And what we they expect when they do them here so, they mean they run them out on radio and television, say the voter ID card where they carry it go get all security features, it go be biometric, it go be this, it go be that. Trust me picking where they know the true. Me last mobile where they know the true. I swear to God, if they didn't give or make voter ID card, they go do better than what ECSL do. It is a shame, it is a disgrace for make a country like Salon and that ID card they don't reach international community. People the way they put their money per we. How they want and they go believe for give institutions their money again for make them implement. Now this make them with one and them molest we. Where they want give money, then say no, then they come with them people and for car work and expend the money and all because of some of their attitude here. These are some of the insult and disrespect where some of the institutions here in this government here, so they put we as Sierra Leonean and through. So when you go put your face now, any sign of the world say I am a Sierra Leonean, I want to carry on these activities, can the budget be handed over to me? Then they pull the ID card, they look you, then say no, you are not trustworthy and all other things. So one thing where we they say, ECSL don't do anything they want for do, but we they tell them say it is taxpayers' money. Una not for do what you want for do. Una for do what the people they want. Una go and go do the right thing and do the right cards them and bring and come, and we need records of all them things in there. First of all, you forget a pilot. Then for don't come first with the ID card, then wait for don't test. Bring them to the political parties, show the political parties, we all agree and all, then you go ahead and go print. But you feel say you go print A4 paper. You can't give people and that's why you have to say we na munku. Some of these people in the upline where they come on, let them not see a free on some of we born and go school, and some of we don't do oversee and come. Let us stop. And now the point at which we did at this country, nobody, and they tell you that again, Egerton. Now one reason that they make them call we go Commonwealth call we and the British Parliament call we. Nobody knows they take for a ride at this country. Nobody knows to take for a ride again in this country. No matter whose kind of gun you pull, no matter whose kind of threat you make, nobody knows to take you for a ride because trust me, whatever it is we're destined, it definitely go happen. And definitely this country, we go liberate this country. Nobody in threat. We're not scared. Nobody in threat to push you away. And trust me, the reason why make we all stand up is not just for us. You get some people and we get options and get alternatives. But the ordinary Sierra Leonean, where you pass a treat, where they buy cookery at 2,000 leon, now cookery at 15,000 leon for plate. That ordinary Sierra Leonean, where then they pay 600,000 leon, if you able buy one bag rest and 180,000 leon.
What's your position now with the ID card? Because people are getting confused now. I want to know what's in now. We
encourage people to let them take their ID card because it's going to be referenced. Then they can forbid the reference, but same way so the ID card there, we they ask NEC for me then go and print a proper ID card. If they don't know how for do them, let them make the money available. Let them tell me say the money available to the political parties. We can go in and find a reputable company where can do the job for them in less than a week or two and deliver them back to them.
Oh,
but they're not going to take paper.
I mean the APC for be part of this process when they go print the ID card. So normally if I for the part of this because we make to understand saying that Greece this voters ID card. And I hear one day on TV when they talk say the voters card for no kind of Sierra Leone, but because of they get a shutdown at the Greece airport shut down and get protest. On that same day, where I check, the Greece airport open. that was working 24 hours. The Greece airports not shut down. They
uh,
were on protest.
well,
But this
well,
matter on TV, in life, we say the Greece airport shut down. They're on protest. So I make the ID card not come. So like for
well,
Nigeria, I say something is gone. When is
well,
voters?
we have to,
I tell you,
we get,
and I say, look, if the APC, if we are not stand, this particular voters card, when I use it at particular voters card, they don't bend the ball over our head. I said back last weekend, while Honorable AKK, I not come for advice is APC waiting for the protest, but we not for stand. Because if I use this voters card, the ball they don't bail over it. Don't continue. Go ahead.
well, and when I say them printed ID card, they are so agrees. The first two I do social studies in a primary school, then I do geography in a secondary school. But I not do in a university. I go ahead and take Saloma plus if any area then a Salome then call Greece. That's the first thing that they do. Because if the country went in Greece, they hear say now they we say we go print the ID card. That is another insult and problem for the Australian people and the Australian government. Because that is a total fallacy. Photocopy companies the way they na McDonald's sitting inside Freetown can do a better job than waiting and go carry it. So why do you need to go to Greece for go carry it A4 paper printed? So I look at Salon map left and right, all the 16 districts, I not see any tongue win in Greece. But since people can buy the land, 2 town, 4 town lots and name the Greece, sometimes I did them go put them for some copy machine and did them print and call it Greece. But definitely me not sure say now Greece as a country we know. Now they then go do such awful job. When we know say them particular kind photocopy machine and they turn that ink and rubber, then why now with hand? If you know then a salon again, I don't feel say go then and then constant. That is one too. This is taxpayers' money, $10 million. Let the people in ECSL produce that money there now. Let them come, and when they go do ID card and things, they win ECSL. You know, ECSL they behave as if like a company owned by one person. Everything when they do, they forget a meeting with political parties, and then forget a consensus by most political parties. If they want to go print the ID card, then for the political parties, and for don't know the supplier, the contractor, then for don't give them a sample of waiting and then they get, then for don't look at the sample, they authenticate them, the political parties they agree and they tell them, say, oh, now go ahead and do that. Now that one they don't they happen all this while. But I think say when you get a bunch of rogues and people that will not get brain in certain institutions, then they behave as if now they host and they will and they tell the website, children are potentially for cook, nobody need to ask them question. But that is not how government is to work.
As a political party, I want to move to Madam Femi. As a political party, when I think say the ID card where ECL sell print out, is it a way or is it just a strategic effort for manipulate the electoral process?
Well, first of all, we not think we not saying a way where they were used for. We not saying a way where they were used for manipulate the process. And one thing I go tell people, then we know say these elections when they vote, they country vote. The SLPP they lost, they will be out of governance. They will not say they not get any opportunity or any strategy except for rig, and we will not allow them in no way. So the ID card, we will not accept that ID card. Then therefore go back and change that ID card, and then therefore make sure say the right thing then be done. We never tell them say now we they put the rules and regulations for them.
But we still encourage people and forgo take the ID card, right?
Yes, we encourage them for go take the ID card, let them keep them, because what thing for happen in the long run is that when them print a new ID card, when they spend the money them for spend the $10 million, maybe you say they not spend reach 500,000 it for go print A4 paper a day, because one packet paper na tongue we normally cost is less than $10. Now then go use we not say the money they when they go print the card say we know so they accept and we get records of that, you can go in and go exchange then fufu paper also for the proper ID card. So now that make we encourage we people and for do that, because when you go take the ID card, remember you go get it, you sleep, then give this A4 paper. So when them print a regular ID card, you go get and this fufu paper, then give the regular ID card we'll go use for vote. Now that make we encourage the people them for me then go and take this ID card and keep them, because when they go print a regular ID card, then we go exchange this fufu paper for the voters ID card. Because many they call this a voter ID card, maybe they call this fufu paper. We go exchange them for the voter ID card.
Daramy, the time frame we on a ECSL. If ECSL not complied was that time frame the which one the next step?
This country is being governed by a constitution. It's being governed by rules and regulations.
Okay, look at Madam Femi, the chair.
Okay.
Yeah, what's I view? Yeah, Madam Femi self himself now a political leader. I heard what's himself now your view of this ID card?
I have a completely different strategy. Where if me for advice would be my advice. Now, for the past 5 years, I don't attend ECSL meetings. We have a meeting called PPLC, Political Parties Liaison Committee. We supposed to meet every 2 weeks. And their meetings then is where we are supposed to be discussing everything concerning the electoral process and politics in general. Now, my experience of PPLC meeting is this, and if I were to advise the hierarchy of the APC, this would be my advice. From the census to the changing of the electoral system from first past the post to PR, the Electoral Commission of Sierra Leone has never engaged political parties in any discussions whatsoever. We raise issues are raised. Me, Dr. Conte, Dennis Bright, and several other new and other organizations. We raise issues. Our issues are just downplayed and ignored. The ECSL does not engage. They do not consult. They do not listen to anybody's objection. They do not take our words into action. They act as if they are the judge, the jury, and the executioner. If I were to advise the APC, I would advise such. The key information that we need is the disaggregated data of the voter register. The chairman of the ECSL has said, for as long as you registered, you can vote. That means the cards are as good as useless. Because as Mr. Daramy says, you cannot see the face, some have no face, and some people have no cards. Some people were knocked off the register. And the reason why ECSL does not want to make the voter register public, especially the disaggregated data by center, by district, is because if information, their rigging capability drastically reduced. So for me, if we focus on the voter ID card,
Madam Femi, I want you to go over that because Daramy missed that. I want you to go over that again. Daramy missed that part today. I want you to please go over that again with regards to the ID card.
I said over the past 5 years, I have been attending Dr. Bright, Dr. Conte, we all done the attend the PPLC meeting. One thing that I have learned about PPLC meetings and the ECSL is they do not consult, they do not engage, they do not take criticism. I go to PPLC meetings and the topic sometimes is my tweet. They are not open to any kind of consultative process at all. So all the points that the APC is raising about the voter ID card, take it from me, they are not going to take a single bit of notice of it. That money they will then don't misappropriate, only an investigation will know where the money has gone.
So what would be your advice as a political aide?
Those cards were very likely probably printed somewhere in Sierra Leone. I doubt if it crossed Lunge. But the PPLC, the ECSL that I have interacted with, they will be happy to raise this conversation just to delay the process. For me, the key driver of a free and fair election right now, Usawi for PIN, is we want the disaggregated data, and they have it. ECSL has it. And they have it because if you don't get the disaggregated data, are you able to pack the voters' ID cards for collection? You not care Kisiyongo, Waterloo. You took Waterloo's card to Waterloo. You took Sykes Street cards to Sykes Street. St. Thomas cards to St. Thomas. So they have the disaggregated data. We need for them to publish it. We need for them to publish it. That way, their capability of rigging is diminished. At a PPLC meeting, they shut me down. They shut Yvonne was at that meeting. Yvonne Akisoya was at that meeting. Your PRO was there. They shut us all down. We say, why can you not produce the disaggregated data? We'll go produce it after nomination. Why? A disaggregated data allows us to plan. This center now 500 people in Dede. So we know say the polling agents that we get for Dede now XY. It allows the parties to plan for voting day. They have flatly refused to release it. And I think by focusing on this cheap paper where they say a voter's card, we are missing the whole point. And if I were to advise the APC, I would advise them that if the chairman of ECSL has said repeatedly, we have him on tape, saying that elect you not get your card, you can vote, then let us not focus too heavily on them reprinting the cards. They will not do it. They will not do it. They haven't listened even when they were installing the PR system. There was no conversation. There was no discussion. It was our way or the highway. Even now, where they say we should pay for all the candidates plus the second list. We raised it at PPLC meeting. You had told us, say, you go pay for the first list. And then when somebody moves up from the second list to the first list, then they pay nomination fees. But they wanted to exclude political parties in the process because they know they have an ATM to the consolidated fund. So they're not busy. They're not busy. So they instituted that so that political parties cannot field candidates. They cannot afford to pay. If na free tongue now 80 council seats you get for pay for. And you go across the country, how many seats can you actually nominate for? I raised it. Oh, they shot me. I don't use that. They shot me down at the meeting. And those were all rigging mechanisms. By excluding political parties, then, of course, the great show of what they are doing to me, they think that they are disabling Unity Party. No, they're actually strengthening us. Because you look around, parties that were not cross Waterloo, they are seated, they are nominated as presidential candidates. Political parties that were begging for bags of rice from Paupa are now presidential candidates. We get them on video. We don't ask Kuna for love, now they give you one bag rice and they can afford 36 million. I put it to a Paupa. That money is coming from taxpayers. They don't get them. So we see a whole system that is corrupt. What in me go beg the APC is they have given us lemons. Let me sit down now, let me make the best lemonade. We then take test and they're not able for swelling. So we focus on the data, the voters register. We focus on the training of polling agents. We focus on taking the message. Let us, until they say voter card or no voter card, you will still vote. Let us vote with the toilet paper, the A4 paper. Let us vote with her. Who are not getting card, no stress. They say if you have registered, you will vote, not so. So now what we should be focused is they're not going to do it. They not misappropriate all that money whichever way. And again, at a PPLC meeting, we asked, we want to be part of your procurement. Hey, it's not like so cost them mama, cost them papa, cost them granny. We want to be part of your procurement process. We are not going to monitor you, but we want to observe the procurement. Who is going to print the ballot paper? I will not say they're not on smudge from the ballot paper, smudger. Print smudged one. Then when you go vote now, then put her as void vote.
Daramy, I hear from the Secretary General on that bill, where they tell the press, then see, when I go pull my people them out, when I go protest if the CSL no respond to as soon as possible.
Yes, what we say is definitely the right things can be done. Madam Femi, some of the things that we will call out now, we call the things in the wrong sense of ECSL. We don't say the voter ID card. They don't say we can vote without the voter ID card. But we need to correct some of them things in the and saying that we take with people them out. Well, let them understand. When we say we take with people out, we get sojaman they win a APC. They're not going to show up, but they're APC sympathizers. We get policeman they win a APC. They are APC sympathizers. We have all class of people that are APC sympathizers. And the pain with the people in the field in this country presently, now because of the bad governance, the bad economy and everything. And one thing we the associate ourselves with, and we bring come to light. Now some of the wrongs that we don't happen and the suffering the way they go on in this country with people. Camera.
Yes, we get you.
Yes, some of the things that really happen, not only APC executive member they suffer, but the people of this country. Then they suffer with and they buy rest now 700,000 millions for bag. We people.
Okay, Richard, I think so.
If they not do the right thing, because the voice of the people.
You know which one is.
Yes,
yes.
But
sorry,
I don't mean for interrupt you, Daramy. But my point is, right now we are so close to election. The focus is to send SLPP packing. So they don't give you all kind of bitter medicine. They don't cook for we all do it. We don't go there and sell. We don't take them punishment. They don't. We've suffered for the past 5 years. So then they on me, I go market. Nobody know they go market for me. I go myself, and I see. If me they cry, I wonder what others who are not in my income bracket are crying about. So all that aside, what is our goal? Our goal is winning the next election, not having another 5 years. Me no know for you, me I go Banana Island go sit down. But others cannot go. They not have that. So our focus should be how are we going to make sure they do not rig the elections? They're not going to win by numbers. Statistics shows they cannot win by numbers, but they can win by rigging. Why would they take all the voter boxes and pull them in a district to go tally na region? Those are things we should be fighting against. The voter card, whether they print an atio, whether they print an agriso, they say without card we can vote. Let us focus our attention now on our policy events, on the family, on the communication, and they have plans. We have had it. Say when they went on a stronghold, then go there, then go broke, scatter the box like what they did in 110, and then they cancel that polling center. What plans do we have to mitigate against those actions? There is very little time left. Let me left the voters' ID card. Let me left Dandy. Until they say with or without would they vote? Why should we make that the core now? That money they don't eat them, they will never produce. Okay, let not say they don't eat them. They've misappropriated it. It has been misappropriated because they haven't.
So the big question where Madam Femi, that the big question, Madam Femi don't throw to Una as the main opposition political party.
Okay. When Madam Femi they talk, it's like you're preaching to the choir. A lot of things in the way I'm not going to stay on this platform, but I'll tell you, Madam Femi, this week where we start, so today Sunday, Dr. Richard Conte and others, we now don't sabi about the neck business and waiting the happen and the yuki. Now they looking ground for no they are lucky they do they wanna get there and see the way they know alone again. Then go contact you and go sit down on a discuss and all. Some of them things and I not go bring them come out on them platform here. But Madam Femi, one thing where I go tell you say we are ready for. The Sierra Leonean people they're ready for government, for let them change this rotten government and this rotten president. And that one day we they do them by any means necessary. We they go to the ballots, we they make sure say we secure the vote, we they make sure say the electoral commissioner go call the party we win, then we go swear as the president. Nothing. I want to understand again. Nothing. Not they change that. No amount of yuki. As you dey talk to Madam Femi, we in the APC and we other friends them, we have different layers. We dey work on different layers. As then they allow for the ID card and the voter card, we dey work on other things same way. I not go bring come to the platform, but I go assure you, Dr. Conte then go call you this week. Una go sit down and discuss on una own side them. We only as a way they operate and all other things. We not go bring everything come out. But one thing I want to assure the Sierra Leonean people, after June 24, we are going to have a new president that is Dr. Samura Kamara, and we are Sierra Leoneans. We all sit down at the round table, we plan and put together how this country will go before. And definitely that one day it happen. Because Sierra Leone, now for Sierra Leonean people. And Madam Femi, you know, it's a pity from what we don't see in this free country. You know, I get so much respect for the former president, Dr. Ahmed Tijan Kaba. Dr. Ahmed Tijan Kaba effects the war with the RAF. During in government, the RAF them then turn and they then carry all the atrocity, kill a lot of people. But he get the guts for Sidom and give a position to Fode Sanko. He get the guts for Sidom and make RAF register as a political party. If Sidom and allow RAF and carry on and campaign all over, nobody no intimidates them. But here it is, we get a government, we no win, then donate power to them for them and come in, then they do all the rubbish. Madam Femi will not suffer. Made a lock in a paremba with 11 months for nothing one no do. So I can talk with mind. Some of we were vocal, we know the threats and we face, but no amount of intimidation, not the scare we from them threats and they. If now so it get for happen, if now we get for go down for less salon better, so be it. But nobody, no they make anything happen other than we have a new government.
Daramy, we want to move quickly. I want to look into Samura quick no more in manifesto, but I want to ask Madam Femi, Egerton, go cancel Daramy quick for Samura. I want to ask Madam Femi. Now, since you have been excluded from the electoral process as a political party, or a unity party, of which you are a leader, and in as much as you're still the chairperson of the consortium when I call, all that we see alliance system. First of all, I want to make you throw light. I don't say opinions don't they come here and there. I want to make you throw light first of all because NGC was part of COP. Yes. I want to make you throw light on how, what's in your opinion as to how NGC go from alliance with the Pow government right now, party. What's in does it come as a surprise to you because you're not the chairperson and you be done to engage with all them political parties, including NGC, of which Dennis Bright was part of, and also Arthur where then get Ed with a parliament on a KKY. How you feel about KKY moving when a part of NGC to the SLPP party?
Okay, that question they get three parts. Let me take one there first. Now, people come into politics with different reasons. Some see politics as a means of income. Some people come into politics for the people. Some people come into politics for the fame. People have different reasons why they are in politics. Some people come with a strong integrity. Some come with no integrity at all. And when you look at the list of candidates for president, I was reading through the list and the names. They ask name and occupation. I laugh. Most of the names, their occupation was politician. And I questioned it. I'm like, is politician an occupation in Sierra Leone?
Yes. I've seen that. Yeah.
I don't want to be accused of being anything that I'm not, but I questioned it because there were people there who are presidential candidates today whose occupation is listed as politician. So therefore, you see a political climate. The rumor, I stress, The rumor, right now we have a lot of work to do. I do not want to be arrested. It will be a waste of my time. It will be a waste of campaign time. And trust me, I have a lot of issues that I can campaign with. So I don't want to be arrested. So you will find that I choose my words carefully so as not to violate the cybercrime and play into the hands of the powers. There is allegations and rumors abound in political circles that political parties have been given $50 million. I cannot say by whom, whether it was by cash or by IOU, but that rumor is all over. So that is my disclaimer, that I don't know if not true, something a lie. But we are seeing parties that were begging for bags of rice, paying 36 million nomination fees. And we have them on tape. You go to my Twitter page, they are there negotiating for bags of rice. So the question I may ask is, who is funding and why? Because you're asking me now about the NGC. What was Kande's rationale? Is it that what you say and what you do, they said, do as I say, but not as I do. So I think that in all due respect to Dr. Keller, who has a PhD that I do not have, who obviously has more sense than I do, I'm only a nurse. He has his reasons why he has done and gone where he has. But the reason that I hear him speak of is peace and national cohesion. And the question I would ask him if I were to sit with him, which I have done in the past, is there have been many breaches of peace. What has been your stance?
Right.
When those things were occurring, do you or do you not believe that those things were the reasons for the endangerment of peace? That is one. Two, as the leader of COP, I do not have control over who wants to go where. I do not know, because Rachel, so this coffee where they drink, nobody has offered me $1 to do anything or say anything. But there are those who will sell their mothers for $2. Some people, they say everybody has a price, but there are few of us that are priceless. So if I see a party go in one way or the other, I say, let God bless them. They are looking for something that I am not looking for, so I will not go where they are going. But that doesn't mean I'm going to say their decision is wrong. Whatever you do politically follows you, like when person fat inside elevator, there is nowhere you can hide. Or fat in a plane. So it is their decision to go outside the field to say, God will go bless them. Whatever is their short-term, medium-term, or long-term goal, let them go with the peace of the Lord. Now, coming back to COP. One thing we had instituted in COP is founding members of COP stay members of COP. They no longer can vote if they are no longer in a party, but they are advisors that stay in COP.
So meaning Dennis Bright is still in COP? Even
Dennis Bright is still in COP. Arthur Pierce is still a member of COP.
Okay.
How active they want to be in COP, it's for their decision. But one thing I can reveal here is I have learned a lot working with Dr. Dennis Bright. I call him a brother. So I call on him from time to time. And I call on him for advice. How involved he wants to be in COP will be a decision that he will take in his own time. But I don't ever phone him. I said, Dennis, I need your advice on X, Y, and Z. And he says, I'm not a member of COP. I know I'm for joining COP. I know he will always come to my rescue. Because I am the kindergarten in COP.
So as a political party being excluded, where do you want to throw your alliance now at this point in time?
Look, I'm not one of those people you interview where they begin go around the Mulberry Bush, Kandong, the junction, and begin go roundabout. COP is going to have a discussion. We're all going to see if those of us who are on one page are going to throw our support. Most likely, in all probability, if you are a betting woman and you want to put your money on it, behind Dr. Samura. And I will not, that support that I will give to Dr. Samura, Rachel, I do not do it lightly. I do it after thorough discussions, investigation, and I can tell you I have gotten to know him.
So is this an official statement by you from your party?
Well, I think it would be nice. As I said, I don't want to mess you around for begin throw you around the Mulberry Bush for something. Our candidate of choice, mine, Olufemi Claudius-Cole. You see, I put the Olu front, and they ever put on front.
Okay.
My candidate of choice will be Samura Kamara.
Okay.
And because
alliance.
But shall I come to your show, Rachel? I have never done it in the past 4 years.
We have to be. And honestly, I want to make you let me tell you why I'm asking you. I have a reason why I'm asking you. Because Sierra Leone people know how much you've been there for them.
Yes.
Sierra Leone people know how much when I talk about nobody, politicians when they were afraid to stick their neck out, how you've been team up for them. So they are waiting and yearning to see where you stand and why you they take that decision there. So I want to make you tell people why you they choose for De Usa you dey at this point in time.
Well, I am going to have the consent of the entire party and the entire corps. So all what they do now are the fast mode because the choice is not great. We're not choosing between 10 people. We're choosing between 2 people. So if I can now, I begin make like you say, are you pregnant? I begin to say, well, I had sex in 2019 and I had sex 6 months ago. Are you pregnant? You're either pregnant or you are not pregnant. You cannot be half pregnant. Or yes. So you're asking me out of the 2 presidential candidates, I am not counting all the others who some of them are in the mix for mix's sake. I respect all of them. It is a democratic dispensation and they're all entitled. But for me, the 2 that have the possibility of ruling the country are Dr. Samura Kamara and President Bill. Who out of those 2 would I choose? So I'm not going to tell you I may be a little bit pregnant, but I'm not very pregnant. No, I will definitely, out of the 2 leaders, I will definitely throw my support behind Dr. Samura Kamara. I cannot, why should I waste time and begin to go all over the place and begin to make it sound as if, he would be my candidate of choice. And even Sawyer will be my mayor of choice, and I will campaign for her from Godrich to the boundaries of FCC. So I cannot make a secret of it. And as I say, they disqualify me, but they fail to disqualify me more. And they fail to disqualify who I can throw my support behind. The SLPP Pauper government has proven itself to be bad for our health, bad for our economy. I think $1 today is 23.20. It has shown bad for our judiciary, where justice is not only delayed, but it's malfunctioning. Not just delayed. Delay, I'm not going to say at the end of the delay, you will get through. But we actually have a malfunction of our judiciary, whereby five justices, not then 5 or 6, sat and listened to the arguments presented to them about the PR. And they came out with not, usually, if you listen to most Supreme Court rulings, one judge always will give a dissenting opinion. Me not green at this. All the justices were all singing from the same hymn book. to say that the institution of the PI was constitutional. So I don't know if our Sierra Leone constitution has a Latin version or a Greek version, a Temne version or a Mende version. I only read the English version. And I was shocked that not one of the Supreme Court judges gave a dissenting opinion. So they are bad for the judiciary. They are bad for institutions. They are bad for the security sector. So as far as I'm concerned, the Paupa government has failed the people of Sierra Leone, and they do not deserve a second term.
Okay, let's come to Daramy quick. Yes, Rachel, I want to play one video quick before Daramy come on with Dr. Samura in Manifesto.
Abubakarr that he is confident of a win second time around.
Times have changed in Sierra Leone since 2018 to the extent that today everybody in Sierra Leone knows who Samura Kamara is and what better a person Samura Kamara is compared to Mada Bio. That gives me motivation because now the people have had the opportunity to make a choice, to compare and contrast leadership qualities.
Mr. Kamara, are you looking forward to competing against Mada Bio?
Absolutely, because I know I'll defeat him flat at the first round because of his poor performance, abysmal performance,
Correct.
first in managing the economy. We have the worst economic crisis ever in the country. His human rights record is very appalling.
I have to state that those claims you've just made there, he's not here to defend himself.
Yes, but they can be proven. He knows that. These are in the public domain.
Why do you think you'll make a good leader?
I have a great passion for Sierra Leone, to see the lives of Sierra Leoneans improved. It worries me sometimes when I sit and begin to compare myself or compare Sierra Leone with other countries, especially in the neighborhood. Guinea, Liberia, Ivory Coast, Ghana, Nigeria. You see how they are progressing. And I look back to Sierra Leone after 62 years, we still have the same old challenges. I think I'll come up with a new formula. It's a very huge transition. After
Daramy.
By Madam Femi Claudius-Cole, come in the middle. Madam Femi Claudius-Cole will ask him a question. Who side he thinks he will throw his support? Before he not going to make a statement, but now we are in nomination done. They don't see the list of people that will go for the presidential candidates. They don't examine all of them. I think say from that one day and a person way forthright. He know from all the one day the way better pass the all. And let me decide to he will throw his support behind Dr. Samura Kamara. From the interview we do for Dr. Samura Kamara, he just started like Egerton. When we go to our upright, we two put in the Abubakarr. You expect say I go run with people, somebody with two limbs economic. He asked me who I go win, definitely I'll tell you say I go win that race. The people of this country, if you just do a quick survey, go back 2018, the people will tell you say they support the SLPP, I'll vote for Marabio. Get out the one, we talk to 20 of them one day. Trust me, minimum 5 or 6 they tell you say I'm not going to vote for Marabio. I don't vote for SLPP. Because some of them, they think that SLPP they come na power, they find out in a power of which na woman they run that particular administration, not to any kind of woman. When they talk about woman, they have substance, but this one we get to don't see misdirection from all the way. Inside the new direction, arrow turn to the back. And when they talk about the economy, of which we don't face over 300% inflation, that Dr. Samura they talk about, where in dollar don't come up from 730,000 to 2,320,000 today. We should say cement don't come out from 43,000 to 170,000 today. We suicide per mine for Bata don't come up from 180,000 to 940,000 now. We see inside Sardine don't come up from 10,000 now, Sardine 122,000. And when you look at the manifesto of Dr. Samora Kamara, we get the educational part of that manifesto, where they tell you the system, where we go bring time in education, where they talk about quality in education. Not only in the sense we are in, then go therefore can tell you that free quality education of inside the only two schools where the president don't commission. Now the one at Potoko, when Mercury International bid to do a gambling company, and the one at Moyamba, when Afristel do we not see any school of which the government don't build by themselves from start to finish with government funds, except the one the way uniform. The president make a commitment that he will build one primary school in every chiefdom and one secondary school in every ward. And they wait for see that chiefdom do they don't build that school from start to finish. When they talk about quality in education of inside teacher and their salary about 1 million for month. And inside the salary na 1 million per month. We don't see inside that 1 million day. After they buy one bag rest now 740,000 loans. Money not there for let them pay transport. We see people in the run away from the classroom because the classroom are a waiting station for people there. So the quality in education don't drop. We suicide president don't launch plenty in them like the bakery. 4 years now on, we don't see the bakery don't build. If they talk about things to provide 2 million jobs and all, we see people in not lost their jobs and from the mining sector. The companies that women in the mining sector, we go boost the economy. The AMR gold, the Transcend, the Masumbi, the Clough gold, Cape Lambert, them plenty. I can call them on and on.
Yeah, but
All those
what's the
companies that they don't follow.
difference make me if we take off?
First of all, the first two they concentrate on, you have to concentrate on revenue generation and revenue mobilization. We are in you have to think about employment. We understand government. We not say government, not say they create all the jobs for people. You get for able for invite private sector companies them for making and able for provide jobs. They're able for bringing them foreign exchange and launch them into we bank them. When we bank them can use that money there for stimulate the economy and stimulate small businesses, empower small businesses. So make them try where they go create employment. That way they we economy and we country them, we people them will be employed, able to carry themselves on. That way the government will be able to get a lot of revenue, whether an education government want put government want put infrastructure, of which when companies and they around, infrastructure rural development and definitely will go on, then go ahead, infrastructural development then go ahead, because government will get the required revenue. One thing we hold this government down, we make them able to do infrastructural development because they come, they run out of companies then, revenue go down. If we not see the first problem why I get this now before we go up, now because of the poor electricity, now blackouts are the order of the day. For the week if you get light to them for the week and next, which means you get influence, you get some connection. It is simple. One thing where I go tell you the mistake when people are doing single treasury accounts now APC. Hey, single treasury accounts now APC bring and come. Yeah, you phone. Now APC bring and come. Now Dr. Kelfala Mala now impact single treasury accounts now cabinet. We begin implement them in August 2017. But you get certain institutions away for them single treasury accounts. You get certain institutions where not for them. First of all, EDSA, the revenue where you go pay lights now, as you go pay you top up for your lights, that money they go into the consolidated revenue fund where they use for pay salaries and pay for the frivolous traveling the way that they do. Enough of it, so that money they for them at EDSA account, when EGTC asks for the money where they don't generate electricity, then pay that money they use them for the activity, the balance go to the consolidated revenue fund. You get institutions like EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, the money that they receive, you get part of them where they go to the consolidated revenue fund, you get the one that they pay for the activity. And I make institutions like EPA, now only salaries that they pay for the workers now, they are dead. You get institutions like NMA, National Mineral Agency, where some of the funds where they come, they then get for use them for money for the mining sector and mining activities them and operations them. For me, we're able to create an enable environment, more mining companies and all that money they now they're going to the consolidated revenue fund. So that is a mismatch of what thing we be mean by the single treasury account how it should operate. But this is not the problem. When people be primary school picking and government for run, that's you they get. They do not understand. So these are some of the problems that will get in government.
Now bottleneck, it don't become a bottleneck.
Yes.
Yes. So single treasury account, not for the jump with them. Therefore, don't can ask the orchestrators them of them.
Yeah.
Let me teach you how to do it.
The originators
You
there.
come to the agricultural sector. Me tell them say agriculture. Say them why I come out after them 5 years. They need plant trees now one flower pot step. Because when you talk about agriculture, first of all, you get to understand the various soils in the country.
Okay, I think so. We'll get some small technical issue with.
Well, they can.
You get for
Yeah, go on, Daramy.
if you not get all the if you not yes, sorry. In the agricultural sector again, if you get for run agriculture, you get to understand how for do them, how for plant starting crop, how for invest and when for planter. If then they talk about say they look out with tractor, then talk about summer bomb, of which up till now, from when the president they talk to summer bomb, then go plant first and go begin for produce rest where they feed the nation. We not see one plastic bag rest the right here made in Salon, and now the summer bomb project then anti-corruption of which the head of our winner Bunwai, they don't eat all the money, the case anti-corruption, and the people in the summer bomb project don't appear and all them places they were a couple of weeks ago. Now the seed right now and they sell in the machine and then they sell for let them for parents, it is a disgrace. This is a complete mismatch. No institution, no day where this government don't able for all set how they meet them 5 years ago. Everything don't go down the drain. Nothing, no day where they're able for show up for. You see the president where they go campaigning is how we go. They're not getting the message now dance demand the dance. But I guess from a kind of government, that launch will they launch anything. So if you begin dance now, you understand you want to be an entertainer.
Okay, I guess two videos there are for play, guys, and then we go talk about them videos.
We wasted $68 million to bribe people who were hoarding loans to bring it into the banking system. And we spent $68.5 million that did a lot of good in this country, stabilized it, so that in this country now, you have rice. You go to Liberia, even to find rice, you can't.
Sweet love, ask me how I know, and I tell you so. She used to be my girl. And that was mine. I used to make love to her. Ask me how I know.
Daramy, I don't let this man at all. But this video make I love this man like a fast.
You want to flex?
Egerton, I will tell you now something.
Daramy, I don't be like at all. I mean, hate this man. I mean, hate Sam.
Egerton,
we use two currency, like two money, two.
Egerton,
For this video, I see when the man is wearing red. It is one of my favorite songs. I mean, as a DJ, I love this man. I know that he pull this man. I know that he pull his man. He wearing a red t-shirt.
Sweet love, ask me how I know, and I tell you so. She used to be my girl.
All right, let's get it going there. We can round up very soon. Yeah.
Egerton, I will tell you now something. Professor Kalon, na post you I don't sabi for a while. Not to wake up na salon na sabiam. I don't sabiam way back from America. Professor Kalon, na a very honest man. That's I'll tell you. If only this government been listening to Professor Kalon and the advice the way they give them, I will tell you, them info don't be way better. I will tell you, he's a good economist. He understands some of the issues, and he gave his candid advice. Me a politician a salon. Where you they sleep in your room in a net or you then you host again where they find out waiting they go on. Same way so like where Professor Kalon left. Where somebody where he call Uda if a call say in there they come back to the job. I go tell you now this is not a secret way then go shock how I know this. When he talked to that person there, honestly, the mamikos the way they rain Panam, you go surprised that somebody of such position and the cost man did that kind of costly. This then go shock how I know this. But Professor Kalon gave them he give them the right advice. That I will tell you. And when that man go talk in a parliament, say them bribe $68 million, it mean them. Because now something where economy stand for, but then force them for do them, and then they pay them. And even when he advised them about this denomination, he bring and come up to them. He tell them waiting and them for do before then they reach there. They force them for make it go through and do that thing there when the time was not right. That Monday they didn't a bank, then they wait to a travel. And then payments in the common account and general reach a bank of saloon, and they pass them payments them. Boku payments and not the see how it's high. If you get an insider, go back and check. You go find out see most of them big payments and we go inside. Professor Kalon's signature not depend them. Some of we get records of plenty of them. He give them the candid advice. So that man they don't come up and they are like me. They don't go to in real life, they enjoy himself and the man they laddie that of it. They don't get for worry, but to get for worry, tell us say money not in a bank, how they work out with new money. It's also possible you want to travel in a private jet till you go with only almost $100,000. You know the man and they again. And I go tell you one thing. I go tell you one thing about Professor Kalon. Asabian, why they say Asabian, don't Asabian. For a long time, over 20 years, I posted another money business. I know they say, oh, but you know, go find them ban corrupt practice or corrupt actions. I sabi the manual they talk about. And definitely, me, I surprised them. They get patient to for me able for Sidom na that job day 4 years on. Take to this time. But me man, whether man they travel, we say you know one side job day. Now, mommy cost in the rain panam. Trust me. I'm not going to talk out to that cost and the cost, but trust me, the person where are the talk this if they listen, in no say what are the talk not true. So it's a pity for the government. In particular administration, waiting the leg square pegs in round hole, elect the yes people, and people who don't get no brain. And the people who they feel pity for are the typical SL people that we get empathy, we don't they work the structures and work for. Let them party come on and do all the right things. When this pauper come, then push them all on the side. They use them as houseboy, they use them as month boy, then just push them aside. I feel pity for them one day. So this now the time where them for come up and work very hard for me then retake leadership and then retake them party back by voting Marabio out. Then after that, then come back and restructure them party. So wait till we the petrol now the APC. It is the liberation of the Sierra Leonean people. And Sierra Leonean institutions, including political parties, because some of them political parties are the way they don't go. If you not support in Amamikos, they come for you, and then they exactly happen at the SLPP. So let some of them see we as a partner in development.
But then they accuse APC and get the Mamikos, or then they do the Mamikos behind closed doors.
They say we na APC get the Mamikos, but we can't the Yumkela party SLPP party office here in Mama. Now Mamikos and the range here in Mama they tell them come on do. In the kind the way they go there today. Now mommy cause they rinse mama with them pulling my feeling and them put on a ground and peace panel. If not allowed they lie on ask them the life not so then they then do mama na SLPP office.
Alright, so Egerton, what you get anything as today?
Yes, Madam Femi, this video I just
This dancing has become the order of the day now. So, and really and truly, Mr. Doyeri, that a long while ago that he's not being listened to. That has been out in the public domain, that they advise them and they're not listening. But that is the MO. Now the MO down there, now the method of operation down there, they don't listen. And I tell you something, the other day, now I'm very spiritual. I really believe, say, God can only do things and make things happen to you by how he wants them. So the other day, now they think, and they tell me, sister, I say, you know something? One of them, they say, I get for do a video where I tell PPRC and ECSL, the workers, especially PPRC, the chairman, if I tell you all this way, then they do me so, chairman not able to sit down with me face to face. And I want to tell them, say, I really forgive them. I really forgive them because they're doing the bidding of powers above them. And because they're not able to face me, they've refused to have any meetings with me. Before ever when my lawyer they write them, they have refused.
Since this exclusion?
No, yeah, I mean, of course, even before they really came out to say they were excluding me. And I really can look, I can say, you know what, some people, they have no spine, Rachel. They don't get that core of integrity where they run through you. So I admire the governor where he say, before una can take me and pull all them banga they are na fire. The one who don't do so, let me they go because you are not listening. I wish sometimes that others, like the chairman of PPRC in a person way, what can I get with meeting? A lot of people within COP had a lot of respect for him. And I tell you, they may get real respect for him. But I mean, I don't want to quote Shakespeare, but what's going to be your net gain at the end of the day? Because the truth will definitely reveal itself. But then they're all being used. And once you allow yourself to be used, you're going to leave yourself open to be abused. Now, I make, to some extent, I say, you know it, they can only do better when they know better. They can only do better when they have a strong sense of integrity. And they can only do better when they have that love and regard for Sierra Leone. But when you look at a government that will take the bodies and bury them like cockroaches, you know, say you have a government that has no compassion, that has no plan, that has no feeling, no love for the people of Sierra Leone. Right. So for that, I forgive them. You know, they know no better, so they do no better. So, I mean, if they think they're throwing Miss Claudius-Cole under the bus, so
moving forward, how will you want to move on going to the 2023 elections and throwing
as I say, look, once we solidify our position as COP, we solidify our position as Unity Party. But remember, because I am not only Unity Party, I'm also the chair of the consortium. So I cannot go rogue. I cannot just say, well, me de go yao, una do service una do. We have to come together, even if it's two parties, even if it's three parties. We all have the conversation. We say, look, we have met with Dr. Samura. I have engaged with Dr. Samura. And over the past 3 years, I have worked hand in glove with the APC. They are part of COP. They are part of COP. And I know the level of cooperation that I have had. And I have listened, I have engaged Dr. Samura. I'm not going to, if when we come out with that position that we're going to support as COP and as Unity Party, as part of COP, we're going to support Dr. Samura, I must come to the public and tell them why. I must come to the public and tell them how. I must come to the public and say, these are the traits, these are what I have seen, and this is what I believe that he can do. Why do I say that? This is the engagement I have had with him. This is what I have told him, and what has been my feedback of working with him. You understand me? Is this somebody that shares that passion for Sierra Leone? And it will be a case of, look, I will support you. I believe in what you're telling me. And when that day comes, when you no longer do what you promised to do, I will attack you with as much gusto as I am doing today.
You think the PMDC also, as part of the consortium, will get for come through?
Well, I've been having a lot of talks with PMDC. Now, let me tell you with the PMDC arrangement. They excluded me. They also excluded C4C. So we were now left with, what do we do with all our candidates? So we had to look within the consortium to see how can these candidates then contest? The PMDC, as far as the candidates going under PMDC, I was not blindsided. I was actually supportive of that process in the area of transparency and clarity. I supported that process because I engaged very closely with C4C, as I do with PMDC. So I felt that that was a good way for us to go. Strategically, the only part where I was blindsided, and I was blindsided, was when the leader of PMDC came out as a presidential candidate. In that area, I was blindsided. And how much engagement I have done. As you know, I'm actually in the US right now. My son graduated from college. So I haven't had an opportunity to really engage with him. But Uncle Charles is somebody that I work with, that I relate to. He's also someone that I go to for advice. So I haven't had an opportunity to really engage with him. What's the rationale behind what he did? And he's somebody who's a deep thinker. So I'm not going to pull me close away boxing glove for go fight with anybody until when I go back home and I can actually engage with him. And I call him Uncle Charles. And that is not just a title. That's because of the relationship and the respect that I have for him and that he has for me. So I will go back and find out, there must be a rationale there, whatever it is. But again, as I said in the beginning, I respect people's path. So if COP comes out with 2 of us, 3 of us saying we're supporting Dr. Samura, so be it. You're not going to drag anybody kicking.
I want to ask the APC, Egerton. I mean, how far then they reach out for more alliances? How far are you guys reaching out to? Don't you think UNASEF no need alliances there?
Would that Daramy?
Yeah, they ask them.
I can honestly answer that question from a COP perspective.
Yeah, let me get punch you with those questions.
No, let me give credit where credit is due. The APC has been reaching out, and Dr. Samura specifically has really been doing an amazing job in reaching out. I know for a fact that he has engaged COP, not even openly. He has engaged us. He has spoken to us. We don't ask him tough questions, and he has answered. And I think that liquids find their level. So political parties, you will find people like scrambling for different reasons. As I said, they're going to politics for different. But let me allow Daramy to answer.
Daramy.
Well, yes. You know, we party is the All People's Congress. And an All People's Congress do not get boundary and barriers with anybody. Our hands are always open. And COP, we don't work closely with COP. We don't work closely with all the other political parties here. We respect them. And we don't engage for over the years with everybody, not them political parties, including Kande. I'll call his name. We don't dialogue with them. We don't share ideas. It's like, we know say we don't get monopoly over ideas.
But
we go for talk to everybody.
Why can't they not join you now? What's happening at the package where you ask for?
Egerton, I guess if you look me just by looks, there you look Kande, you know he's way older than me. Kande, just as Dr. Femi saying, a doctor, me not a doctor. So on the other hand, I think say Kande forget sense past me. But on the other hand, if Kande go talk, say, in the go form a progressive alliance for the good of this country, where Kande don't parliament, they don't tell them for shut up and sit down. Now parliament where they Kande don't see now this country, it then a parliament two side and go pull 10 parliamentarian way no say unlawful. Kande don't see the bastardization of the constitution. Kande don't they tell we don't they see how then they imprison people them unlawfully in this country? Can they don't see the problems same way we don't face in this country and how much we don't lost respect internationally to institutions and government? Then can they tell we say in like this country say put Salon first? Let me go back to it, Madam Femi Claudius-Cole me say. People then get different reasons why then they join politics. Some people they join politics because of the fame and for their own selfish reasons. So from the things away, Madam Femi Claudius-Cole don't say people then they join politics for the 4 things away, the 4 areas away highlight. Look at Kande, then you can able for position and put them in the right place. On the other hand, person like Charles Magai, Mr. Charles Magana like uncle to me, but I'll tell you one thing. When we go opposition, when they appoint Charles Magai as the Attorney General, honestly, I'll tell you, I get a lot of people in confidence. I say, well, how me Sabi President Bio, I'm in the NPRC and all. Charles Magai, now one person always they do things them by the law. If they only do them the right way, I'll let you get problem with them. That's I'll tell you. I'll let you get problem with Magai something. If you get for comfort you, if they use the right procedure and the legal way for come after you, it no go ever be them. I tell people, I say nothing happen. I say we safe in this country until when them pull Magai, bro. Now we begin see hell because most of them things say he will not agree because Pamagai say everything you go say about him. Now somebody will love this country, devoid of whatever association you go there or whatever group you go there. One thing we go tell you, he go tell you about the right things and USA and people that don't come out with this country, not to info can put on for anything well in this country. Now, one thing, that is a person with integrity. So with the alliance, we stretch we hands them out. Me not go state a lot of things out here because I don't know that in the listing and whatnot. But we are the APC. One thing where we know, we have a responsibility and the duty for deliver the people of this country and liberate Salon. In delivering this country and liberating Sierra Leone, we get for work with every Sierra Leonean. Our hands are open. Even people from the SLPP, then where we talk to in closed doors and all other things. How do you think we don't know what the matter they do and the things they do for bastardize this country? How do we get documentations and other things? Because people in there they will not believe in them. And they not say we are here for me we liberate this country. And people and they will love this country other than the political party associations with them. So because of that, I will tell you confidently.
When they go around, they say Kono important to the APC. What is the thing about Kono?
Well, I will tell you, I don't work with Kono then closely for the past 10 years. Me now one of the people with no boast, I understand Kono and I understand what they happen at Kono. At every given time, Kono they get a leadership. When President Bio go Kono with all the things they will say, President Bio go na the field usai, people and go declare to them, the field not even flop. Now ingo even at the map and the business, they never get people up to the point where they go flop the field. Watch and see, we will be in Kono very, very soon. We will be in Kono very, very soon. And when we did Kono, we go understand exactly which are the talk. One thing about the APC, all these 5 years where we did, we rank at the top for leadership and all other things. The grassroots and the base of our party always stay intact, and we always engage community peoples and other political parties. Because of their engagements and where we don't work with other people and political parties and community people, I will tell you that we have Kono under our control. We will work with the leaders that Kono, we respect them, and we will definitely make sure that we deliver Kono, and Kono will be an integral part.
APC they claim control, SLPP said they claim control inside this one green Kono. So let's see how it plays out. If you get the kind of arrangements from C4C, who sign at one finger go, the head and the body left, and nothing saying a control if you talk about percentage, politics and numbers. So if you get that same arrangement, say back Kono, also the entire executive of C4C then stay intact and this C4C, and this 8 parliamentarian the way then get 6 ways stay intact. 5 ways stay intact with the C4C, but almost cancel the way they get now 2 or 3 no more left then stay intact. All the other people the way then get an executive they all stay intact. So the percentage of C4C we see the cause noise is less than 2%. Definitely, you know that COP don't they do a very good job all this while. Even so now the NGC side, the brain and NGC. One of the brain and NGC, I'll tell you, now Dr. Dennis Bright. If you sit out Dr. Dennis Bright, you want to sit out for 5 minutes. You end up sit out for 1 hour, you know nothing at 1 hour because you learn things. It will answer your questions, it will teach you things where is a rational person. So when the head and NGC go, at Topia stay when the mouthpiece go, now waiting go brown at the finger, then can cut your finger no more, you know they die.
Okay, guys, thank you very much, Madam Femi and Daramy. We wrap up now. Daramy, which time you find a message we go
I just want to tell
especially the voters, these voters, card.
Well, I just want to encourage with people let them go take them voters card, because now we go get for use for exchange for the new card. Then we definitely then go print. But on the other hand, let we team up, let we go out there, let people and go out there and vote. The one who they overseas where they watch we, let them convince them people and go out there and vote, because the menace where we get, where we call a government, definitely after June 24 then for go. If not to that, if 5 years, then don't express price by 300 to 400%, which means if they do another 5 years, let's go by 300 to 400%, which means there's a possibility after the next 5 years, if we left there, we go buy rest 2.5 million leons, not this country also. And we people then go continue for die with hunger, starvation, disrespect, humiliation, and institutions and go continue for go down. Unemployment, there to the sky. Then they talk about youth empowerment. Marabio say, in love the youth. He said they empower the youth. But always when they talk about the youth, they say they open 5 car wash. So the youth then must carry no more than for the was. They don't forget job them for buy motoka. Now car wash people and no more than for buy. When they say you don't empower the youth, you say I don't make youth empowerment scheme. Then we go work like car wash. Now that's not what you get for the youth. Come on, it's a pity. Don't disrespect people like that. So come June 24, when they ask me people, let them go vote, and let them vote in conscience, let them do the right thing, let them vote in Dr. Samora Kamara as the president. It's just a simple question. If you enjoy now, you know it for if you suffer now for vote they were as well. That's just it.
Thank you very much, Daramy. We go take back all best back who believes in going with the teacher. But before the election, for we come back, but we will monitor situation. Let us see if Israel will respond to a press conference. We will not do couple days ago. Then maybe we'll really come back before that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam Femi.
Okay, we don't lost some again. So as me they round up me on message for this edition of the Egerton Shabba platform. I just want continue for remind the family and say this election is all about integrity. We don't say this past 5 years, a lot of politicians they don't lost their integrity. A lot of people the way we all be get confidence, but a lot of people the way we get respect for don't lost their integrity because of money, because they're not able for beer. So this election, it's about the track record, it's about integrity. So now this I want for left now with today, and make una continue for make una open a eye to the reality. It's about time. Salinas that we need for wake up to the reality and make we vote wisely June 24, 2023. Thank you very much. I got to each other.
Thank you very much. I'm telling to which family. Thank you very much. Thank you. We wanna join this platform today. We go there back next weekend. Once again, I want to wish all we mama them happy Mother's Day. And I will be back next weekend, next week Saturday, with a brother, LJ, in Elder Border, with David Smiley Pitch, we then put na Pademba Road. You know, release some so again for David Spinner next week Saturday. And I want to wish you all the best and have a pleasant Sunday.